Good morning. It is Coach T of Royalty Fitness. So we're here with our Fit in 15. Grab a mat. We're going to be on the floor the entire time. We have hip and outer glute workout that we're going to do today. So I'm going to start our timer. We're going to do 3 moves for our warm up. What we're going to do today is we're going to do 30 seconds of work. We're going to do 10 seconds to recover or catch your breath or reset. We're going to do it for 3 rounds through. We're going to stay on the mat the entire time, working on hips and working on outer glutes. We have 3 sets of glutes. We're working on the outer glutes. Let's get started with our warm up right here. So we're going to go side to side with our hips, and our arms are going up and down. Just right here, just pushing your hips out to the side ever so slightly as we use our arms also up and down. What we're trying to do is to warm up our body, to get it ready for the work at hand, to work out any stiffness that we might have going on after sleeping all night. Welcome, welcome in. We're just doing our first warm up move. Now we're going to do what we call hinges. So, what we do in this move is that our feet are hip distance width apart, no wider. And what you're doing is that you're leaning in. As you can see, my legs are straight. I'm not doing a squat. I'm leaning right here from the hip area, right here. So I'm leaning in, legs are not locked. We're not locking out that knee, but we're not squatting either. So we're keeping those legs straight and we're just leaning. The upper part of the torso is just down and up. And now our next move is we're going to spread our legs wider than hip distance width apart. And what we're doing is that we're tapping right here on the inside of the knee, the inner thigh, the inside of the knee, using big arms, opening up our shoulder and upper back area, which tends to be a little stiff in the mornings because we slept a little funny on those pillows. So a few more of these, 3, 2, 1, and now we're going to get ready for the work at hand. All right, as I said, it's going to be 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds to recover and catch your breath. So the first move we're going to do is that we're sitting right here. We're doing what's called a 90-90. So you're basically on the heels of your feet to start, and you lay your leg over as far as it can go. So the legs are laying on the ground like this. All right, your hands are behind you, and you're going to pivot from side to side. Now, what's going on is that you don't have to touch the floor. My knees can go all the way over because this is something that when I practice yoga and other things, I'm doing this type of hip movement right here. All right, so now we stop and we reset. Now we're going to do it again. So all the exercises that we're doing today, each exercise is going to be done 3 times before we move on to the next exercise. So this is round 2. So now you have another chance to do it. So you want to let your legs fall over to the side as much as they can go. You go within your own range, okay? Don't force it, okay? So you're just going, if you're here, you're fine. If you're just up here, your knees are staying high, that's fine. So that's why we're doing this, to try to work on our hip openers. We have a few more of these, 3 and 2 and 1. All right, so that's round 2. So now we're going to do round 3. It could be a little uncomfortable until you get used of it, until your body learns that flow, until your hips are more open. So we start off right here, and then we move it to the other side. You see how we're just going from side to side? We call this the 90-90 because our knees are at a 90-degree angle as we're doing this. And we're just allowing the body to just fall over, allowing the knees, not the body, to just fall over while we open those hips. So let's count it down in 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. All right, so now we've done all 3 90-90 hip openers. Now we're going to do fire hydrants. We're going to get started on the left leg. So the fire hydrant, you're on what we call, pull up my pants, a tabletop position. You're right here on all fours, meaning elbows and knee, and you want to open to the side. You just want to lift, and that's okay if it can't go high. We just want to just lift it off the floor. So what we're doing right here is we're working on the outer glute right here. And we're doing this for 30 seconds. We have 3 and 2 and 1. So my clock is behind me this time, so I can't see it. All right, so you can come up. I'm going to double this mat a little bit because my knees are feeling that floor. So I'm going to double this mat, make it more comfortable. So now we're on round 2, still on the left side, staying on one side. So you bring it up and you bring it down. Watch the position of your back is the most important thing right here. I don't want your back to be like this caved in, and I don't want you up here in a cat cow. So try to be as in alignment with your spine as possible. Right here, as you stay strong within your arms and shoulders, and you're lifting open. And you're lifting open right here. Ooh, it gets good into that side, right? You might have to give it a little pat, getting the blood flow in that side. So we have one more on this side. I'm gonna be sure to watch the timer, all right? So we right here on our hands, nice and strong, our core is nice and tight and engaged. As we lift right here, taking your time, go at your own rate, at your own speed, okay? Everybody's body is different, and we just wanna slightly open it up, and we're gonna be counting down. So this is our last time. On the left side, we have right here, I'm gonna count down when we get to 5, and we go 4, and we go 3, and we go 2. Ooh, all right. Let's turn to the other side. All right, so now I'm gonna have to do my knee thing this way. All right, double up for the knees. Now we're gonna do the right side 3 times. These knees are real bony, okay? So we're gonna lift, and you might notice that you might be a little bit stiff or tighter on one side than the other. That's okay. That's most people. Like my right side, this is the struggling side. You know, I have former injuries on this side. I have knee issues on this side. So this is the tougher side for me. Let's count it down. 3 and 2 and 1. Woo! Gotta get better with my timing, right? So you can come up. That way that gives you a little respite off of pressing into your wrist and your hands, and just give your hands a little twist, your wrist a little twist. So we're back on all 4. So we want to open it up. And if you want to hold it down a little longer, you need more time. You need to do it what works for your body, okay? So try not to open up like this, like you might see me doing that, but what I'm really trying to do is stay engaged with the camera. So you want to make sure that your spine and your neck stays in perfect alignment, and counting down 3 and 2 and 1. Ooh, that's round 2. All right, come up, give your wrist a little twist from pressing into them. So we have one more round of these fire hydrants, all right? So we come back to tabletop as our starting position as you lift and you take it down. So what you're doing is that you're working the gluteus medius. We have 3 sets of glutes. We have the gluteus maximus, we have the glute minimus, and we have the glutes medius. So the medius sits on the outside, more in the hip area is what we're working on. That's why you're feeling it. So let's count it down. And 3 and 2 and 1. Woo! Feeling that. All right, so now we're going to take a seat on the floor. We're coming back, seated on the floor. And now we're going to do leg lifts. So I want you to send your legs out. Don't lock your knees, even if you have a slight bend, that's okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift that foot up and you're going to open. You're going to lift the opposite foot up and you're going to open. And then you're going to bring it in. And then you're going to bring it in. And then you send it out and out and in and in. And out and out and in and in. One more time. Out, out, in. All right, that's round 1, okay? This is really getting into that hip socket right here. Even if you can't go out and in big, just raise it. Just lift it off the floor, okay? If this is all you have, is just to lift right here, just go with that, okay? So you're going out, and you go in and in. Left leg, out, right leg, out, left leg, in, right leg, in. Left leg, out, right leg, out, left leg, in, right leg in. That's all you're doing. Counting down right here, and 3 and 2 and 1 and done. All right. Sending those legs out, giving yourself a nice little stretch in between. Let's bring them back together because this is our starting point right here. You can always use the floor, use the mat to brace yourself. Okay, so you're going out and out. So first we go out, then we have to bring it in, right? Getting deep in that hip socket. This is round 3 right here. There we go. Woo! Yes. All right. You're feeling that, right? Yes. And you don't have to go as wide. Keep it close. Keep it close for your modification. Or you just lift up and down for your modification. All right. Counting down, out and in and in. All right. I'm going to stop right there. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to do clam openers. So that was round 3 of that. So we have our last move right here, our clam openers. We're going to lay on our right side with our elbow. Make sure your elbow and your shoulder are in alignment. Your feet are stacked on top of each other. And what you want to do is you just want to open. Keep your feet intact with each other. The knees are coming apart, not the feet. You're going to keep your feet in contact with each other as we open up right here, getting deep into that hip opener and also working a little bit of that glute minimus that sits on the outside of the hip. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we rest. We're on round 1 is already done. Make sure you stay more upright, but if it's a lot on your shoulder, you can always lay here and you can do it here, because what we're doing is that we're concentrating on this lower half of the body. If this is more comfortable for you, definitely go here. But remember, the knees are opening and closing, and your feet are staying in contact with each other. That way we really can concentrate and focus on that internal hip flexion. All right, we're counting down right here, and we're 4, down, 3, down, 2, down, and 1. All right, just send it out if you need to just stretch it a little bit. We'll just go back and forth a little bit just to give it a stretch. Round 3, right here, we work in the left side, and we open and we close. So this is something that you can save. You can do this 2 to 3 times a week, especially for those of you that sit down at a desk all day. These hip openers, strengthening deep in that internal hip flexion area, also getting that outer glute because they all work in conjunction together. You want to keep that nice and open. And let's count down in 4, down, 3, down, 2, down, and 1, and bring it down. All right, that was round 3. So now we go over to the other side, okay? Make sure that that elbow and that shoulder are in alignment together before you get started. Bring those legs out a little bit more in front of you. Put those feet on top of each other, and now you open. Remember, the feet are going to stay in contact with each other. We're not worrying about the hips so much as staying in contact. We're really concentrating on those feet because that's going to help us to open up that hip area, okay? Right here, deep in there. Sometimes it's real tight. And 2 and 1. All right, bring it down. That's round 1. So 2 more rounds, then we are done with our hip glute workout. That nice little glute that sits right here on the side, that is your glute medius, okay? Everybody has 3 sets of glutes. Doesn't matter how big it looks, doesn't matter how small it is. That's the muscles that are in everybody's body, male and female. You have 3 sets of glutes. The maximus is the biggest. The medius sits more to the outside, and the minimus is deep inside. All right, we're counting down on round 2 right here. Let's get ready in 4, down, 3, down, 2, down, and 1, and down. All right, got to stretch it out a little bit. This is my bum knee side. All right, last one right here, last move of the day, last exercise, last hip opener, and open and close. So if you're more advanced, like some of you are out there, you'll see sometimes they're up here doing their clam shells or hip openers or clam shells, whatever you want to call them in the exercise world. This is usually where I do mine at. So that's a challenge, but you have a lot of core strength to do it like that. Let's count down right here in 4, down, 3, down, 2, down, 1, down. All right, and you are done. And that is our Fit in 15 for Wednesday, July the 1st. Our next Fit in 15 is July the 15th. So I'll see you then. Make sure you ladies that are in New Orleans, come on out to the boot camp. Tuesday was amazing. Let's make Thursday even more amazing than Tuesday. Head over to Royal, the letter T, Fitness to register and get you a spot because we work out early in the morning, 6 a.m. before the heat starts. Have an amazing